Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn the concept of aromaticity. Benzene and its derivatives are conjugated and they are very stable due to its aromaticity. How do you determine certain compounds as aromatic or non-aromatic by looking at the structure of the compound? This is what we are going to learn in this video. As far as the competitive exams such as JAM, CSIR, GATE are concerned, you can expect the questions from this aromaticity concept. Sometimes applying the aromaticity concepts in studying the NMR chemical shifts values of certain compounds that will also be asked, that we will discuss in some other video. Here we will learn the concept of aromaticity. What is aromaticity? First, let us see the definition. It's a property in which the stabilization of the molecule is enhanced due to the ability of the electron in the 2p orbital to delocalize. So, in simple words, we can say that the electron in 2p orbital undergoes delocalization. This enhances the stability of the compound. The molecule which have those properties are said to be aromatic. I hope now the concept is clear. Okay, let us move on. So there are 4 criteria that the compound has to be satisfied. There are 4 criteria that has to be satisfied by the molecules in order to be aromatic. The first criteria is that the compound must be cyclic. The first criterion rules out the 1,3,5-hexatriene molecule. It's not cyclic. So, we can't expect the delocalization between the carbon number 1 and carbon number 6. So, since it is linear, we don't find any delocalization between them. So, in order to be aromatic, the compound must be cyclic. The second criterion is the compound must be fully conjugated. If it is fully conjugated, then only we can expect the continuous delocalization. See here, for example. So here I have taken cyclopentadiene as the example. So here we have 2p orbitals available for delocalization in carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3 and 4. But the carbon number 5 doesn't have any 2p orbital for delocalization since it is sp3 hybridized. So other 4 carbon atoms have 2p orbitals available for delocalization. So all 2p orbitals are having one unpaired electron in it. So that allows the delocalization between these carbon atoms. So there is interaction between these 2 carbon atoms and these 2 carbon atoms, similarly between the carbon number 3 and 4. So the delocalization is continuous from 1 to 4, but the sp3 hybridized carbon stops the continuous delocalization. So in order to be aromatic, the compound must be fully conjugated for continuous delocalization. This is what the second criteria tells us. So, take an example, that is cyclopentadiene is not aromatic because there is no continuous delocalization. So, the third criterion is the compound must be planar. If the compound is planar, then only we can expect the continuous delocalization. See, let us take any 6-membered ring. So 6-membered ring can have chair conformation or it can also have planar conformation. So if it is in chair form, the 2p orbital on each carbon atoms cannot undergo effective overlap. So effective overlap is not possible in the case of chair conformer because all the 6 carbon atoms are not in the same plane here. So here these 2 carbon atoms, if we consider that plane, then there will be effective overlap between these 2 carbon atoms. However, the effective overlap is not possible between these 2 carbon atoms. However, in planar arrangement, we can expect the effective overlap. See, in this figure, I have shown the effective overlap. Effective continuous overlap of all 2p orbitals on carbon atoms. So, effective continuous overlap is possible in the case of planar geometry. So, the third criteria is that the compound must be planar in order to have continuous delocalization. The fourth criterion is that the compound must obey Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron rule, where n ranges from 0, 1, 2, etc. Some molecules will be cyclic, planar and also will be having continuous delocalization, but still if it doesn't obey Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron rule, then they are not the aromatic compounds. See, for example, here cyclobutadiene molecule, that is a cyclic molecule and also all the carbon atoms are in the same plane. So, there is possibility of continuous delocalization, but still it doesn't obey Huckel's rule. So, how many pi electrons are there in cyclobutadiene molecule? So, there are 4 pi electron in it. So, 4 pi electron, that doesn't satisfy this Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. So, 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. If you take n equal to 0, then the magic value will become 2. So, the compounds with 2 pi electrons are aromatic. Similarly, if you take n equal to 1, then 4 into 1 plus 2, that is 6 pi electrons. So, compounds with 6 pi electrons are aromatic. So, like that it goes on. Here, in the case of cyclobutadiene, it has 4 pi electron in it. So, it doesn't obey Huckel's rule. Hence, it is not aromatic compound. Hence, we can conclude that in order to be aromatic, one should obey all the 4 criteria. Number 1 criteria is that the compound must be cyclic, it must be planar, it must be fully conjugated in order to have continuous delocalization. It should obey Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. Okay, here you should also know one more thing, that is, suppose your compound is cyclic, planar, fully conjugated and having continuous delocalization, but it doesn't obey Huckel's rule. Instead, if it has 4n pi electron in it, then the compound is said to be anti-aromatic. So, anti-aromatic compounds are cyclic, planar, fully conjugated, and those compounds will be having 4 and pi electrons in it. And if any one of the criteria is not satisfied, then the molecule is said to be non-aromatic. Okay, this is for today. Let us see some more examples in the next video.